Hey, what's up, people? This is Ike Love, the creator of the blog, The Viable Alternative, which is an inspirational blog where I share the wisdom and insights gained along my path to become a greater, stronger version of myself. And if you want to read more on the site, you can click on the window where it says description, and you'll see a link for www.theviablealternative.com. It's like almost 6 in the morning. I actually fell asleep. I was actually trying to record this like hours earlier, but I was let me take a little nap, not meeting for 6 hours to pass by. Anyway, it's been, I'm also wearing one contact lens, so if you see me kind of looking off, it's because I have one in one eye, so I usually wear two so I can just look straight directly. But anyway, it's been an interesting week. I've had some what you would say, what one might call some financial setbacks. I think a setback is an interesting word because setbacks are a reflection of how we see a certain situation, where initially it may appear as a setback, but actually it may be, sounds corny and preacherish, but it may be a setup for your comeback. Also, setbacks are may not be setbacks depending on how you see the situation or how you believe the situation will culminate. So this has been like a very interesting year because I've seen a lot of like really big breakthroughs happen in my life. I'm actually finally learning how to shift the way I look at money and success, and definitely seen a just a whole evolution and improvement of my attitude about success and money. And you know, I've seen some things that I put out there to God, into the universe. I've seen some things come into fruition in what to me seemed like very amazing ways. But this week I had a what seemed to be a setback. I usually get a source of money that's very helpful in me towards just living my life, carrying my business, paying my bills, that is it's seeming not to be forthcoming this month. I thought it was not going to be forthcoming this month, and it kind of put a little bit of a damper on things because I have some deadlines. End of this month, beginning of next month, I have some deadlines I need to really hit in order for things I've been working towards to come into fruition. So I was starting to get worried, you know, starting to like, you know, I guess panic a little bit, and started to shift back into my old mindset of deprivation, which is another thing I'm going to talk about in another video about money and the way I view things and why I had been experiencing what I experienced. But I'm starting to slip back in my old mindset that initially kind of been uncovered through therapy. But when this started happening, I started to say to myself, for the first time, I said to myself, okay, this has been really, in many ways, a really amazing year so far in terms of things that come into fruition and come forth in my life, you know, things that have unfolded. So let me not use or look at this situation as let me not look at this situation as possibly negative. One of the things I realized this year, and I think I said this in January, one of my videos, is that I realized that God is not working against me, He's working with me. He's working for me or with me towards my good. And one of the things that I had believed over the years is that somehow on a deep level, that it was always me against the universe and God. You know, I was like struggling against the wave, I was struggling against the tide. But so I said, you know what? I've had great things that have proven that God's not working against me. Let me shift my mind and breathe and just like be still and kind of what's the word? Let me look at this and kind of like see and figure out like how this is working for me. Number one, this year has really helped my faith. So when you come into a trying situation, maybe this is helping to build my faith muscle. Remember, I said in my last video that you know, we need situations to build our faith muscle so we can believe in bigger and better things for ourselves, and then have that come into our life. This is how we go up from glory to glory, from level to level. So I was like, how can I see this as a situation that's going to help me and improve my faith? So number one, I said, okay, this situation is probably going to be used to improve my faith muscle. So I said to myself, you know, this is a chance for me now to believe in a solution to this so-called problem. So in the midst of this going on, I just started continuing to speak what I wanted to see and call things that aren't as if they are, despite the fact that I had lost this money source, you know, or just didn't have it for this month. I was like, let me continue to speak things that aren't as if they are, despite the fact that things may not look that way. That's number one. Number two, I realized that this is a way that I can see how God is going to come through for me, give me a chance for another testimony. I realize now that as I've been on a platform, maybe not many subscribers, not many viewers, but I'm on a platform where I can share the successes and the successes and the resolutions of certain things I've been through, and also the testimonies. So maybe this is just a setup for a new testimony of how God has come through for my life and things have worked out for me. So let me now open my mind now and know that I'm being set up for a testimony and things are going to work out for me. And so, and number three, that's basically it. Let me see, number one, how I can continue to speak and put the energy out there, the intention out there that things are going to work out for me anyway. Number two, let me look at this with the view that this is setting me up for a testimony to show other people if things seem grim and dark and things don't seem to be working out, just to continue to believe and to have faith, and that things will eventually work out. So I realized that this situation was just a way to build my faith muscle more, for me to come back and say, well, you know, things didn't look a certain way, or certain things happened that didn't want to happen, but things worked out for me anyway. So this is just the attitude that I've adopted through the situation. And to seal the whole thing, I called up a mentor of mine who's been very instrumental in me going forward in many areas of my life and me accomplishing many things I have. And he's always been the one that encouraged me to have faith and speak things that aren't as if they are. As a matter of fact, I was saying earlier on the week, or last week, I don't have this, don't have that. And he said, yo, stop saying that you don't have, just start saying you have. Even if you don't have, start saying you do have, and you see things come into your life, you know? Just be careful of the words you speak, he told me. Be careful of the words you speak. So I went and reached out to him, and he said to me exactly what I was telling myself. Hey, this is a testing of your faith, you know? This is a testing of your faith. And so just take it for what it is, and just stand strong and believe, and continue to just to believe that everything's gonna work out for you. And also, he said, maybe things are gonna get done with you without the amount of resources that you thought you need. So continue to just have faith and believe. And so I took what he said as a confirmation and an affirmation of the things I was already telling myself. So I guess, you know, I want to say that, yeah, I've been coming on here and saying that a lot of great things are happening, but I still get a lot of disappointments. I just want to tell you that in the midst of something, how I am doing my best to view things as I'm going through something. So if you're going through something as well, if you're going through a certain situation, I'm not trying to make this as this fuzzy ice cream and candy speech about, oh, you know, think positive and blah, blah, blah. You know, I mean, I just want to make you just think practically, you know, that number one, if you're on a certain path, if you're on a certain, if you're a certain path, a certain journey, and you have the power of your words and the way you view things, and that there's a certain way you can view a situation so you don't allow it to swallow you up. And again, I just want to take an example from what my life is, so I just don't seem like this guy that's so speaking over these great things happening, but I just want to tell you what I'm doing my best to do to view as I'm going through is that, like, again, number one, it's just continue to speak and call things that aren't as if they are. Despite the fact that things may not look a certain way, do not let your circumstances or situations control how you view or see things. Continue to speak things as if you want to view them. That's number one. Number two is always look at the situations as to develop your faith muscle, because again, this could be setting you up for a great testimony you can give to others of how God or the universe or the creator, or if you just believe in the flow, whatever had come through for you. And again, when these things come through, this is how makes your faith stronger, and then you believe for bigger and better things, and you go to a new level in life. Again, it's kind of like if you want to build muscle, you lift weights, and by lifting the weights, you tear a muscle. The muscle prepares itself by building itself stronger, and then you go now lift a bigger weight as you get more strength, and the muscle tears again because there's more friction, or what's that word? There's more tension or whatever added to the muscle for it to tear again, and then it builds up stronger, and then so on and so forth, and keep on going up. So I hope all this helps. If you're going through something, again, realize again, and I've seen this, is that you are able to still, I hate this thing, I don't want to say positive attitude, it's so cliche, but I guess again, it comes to listen to your heart, and then also listen to your heart and speak on the things you want to see in your life, despite the fact that the outside doesn't seem to be going your way, and using this as a possibility, as an opportunity again to just make you stronger. How are these people who go through these, who just accomplish these great things and have this incredible amount of faith, how do you think they got there? They got there through trying situations that they've gone through, and then things worked out for them, so they're able to believe in more, and more things come, and that test their faith, and they build it, and they come through with bigger faith and a bigger testimony, and this is how they go up and up and up. So yeah, I hope all this helps. If you want to read more on my site, go to www.theviablealternative.com. You can also follow me on Twitter, TheViableAlt. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you feel you benefit from my messages, and please, if you like this video, click on like, and share to others if you feel this will be a benefit to them. So this is The Viable Alternative. Take care, God bless, and peace.